needs to stop them from kissing that isn't them just like not doing
kissing.
it.
Yeah, them just sitting around waiting to not kiss. You know what I mean? Like.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
All right. Alright, so today we watched Just Wright.
Yes, we did. Another Queen Latifah movie. Mm-hmm. This is our, second Queen Latifah-led one, if I'm not mistaken. Because we watched Last Holiday with her.
Just Set It Off count?
Movies that...
She was, I guess maybe, she was probably a little secondary in Set It Off, I think. But
yeah, same with Brown Sugar. I think she was just a friend in Brown Sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, I shouldn't have made these sweeping declarations without having all the facts of what we've watched. So, as always, IMDb. A physical therapist falls for the basketball player she is helping recover from a career-threatening injury.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, as usual, you know?
Yeah.
All right, as usual, starting off with things we liked. Is it your turn or my turn?
I could kick this one off. So, the first thing I have was just Queen Latifah. She was wonderfully fabulous. She was charming. She was a believable physical therapist. Sometimes people are unbelievable in their movie jobs. Mm-hmm. Nope, I believed her. I just really liked her in this role. She was just herself, and she was really funny, charming, and I love Queen Latifah.
Yeah, no, I had the same thing down. She was just a joy to watch on screen, you know? Yeah, just always great to see on screen, always playing the role well. Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. Yeah, I thought there were, this movie had a couple, really cute moments, you know, for, I guess, that's what they're supposed to be, you know, but, the ones I had specifically were the piano moment, where he's, playing piano, and that's kind of, his side hobby, but I thought that was really cute, and, how they kind of highlighted, Queen Latifah's character, don't remember her name.
Me neither.
Yeah, but she, is,
Just...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Just how different she was.
Yeah, and how, yeah, she, went to sat down with him and, sang, whereas the other girl, closed the door and was yeah, I need silence
that
kind of
scene
thing.
was so funny.
Yeah.
That was honestly one of my favorite things in the movie. She's like, hey, babe, mind if I shut the door?
Yeah.
Fuck you when you're piano playing. Bye.
No, I thought that was a good scene. I thought it did, little moments like that, you know, and then her encouraging him at the basketball game. I thought this movie had some cute moments like that.
Yeah. I thought that the cousin was very entertaining in her own right. And the cousin was kind of like how I would be at a basketball game, where Queen Latifah was like, "You're getting dressed up. I thought you were wearing a dress. You're wearing a dress." And I was like, "I would wear a dress to a basketball game. I don't really own jeans, a jersey. Where would I find a jersey?" But the cousin was just entertaining in her kind of extraness until she became just a flat out bitch. But she was pretty entertaining. Also, as soon as she became awful, I was like, Queen Latifah, this is when you kick her out your nice house. Say bye.
Yeah. That's the last thing I had. I thought there were some pretty fun basketball Easter eggs, or not Easter eggs, but cameos. I don't know, Dwight Howard, Rashad Lewis, Dwayne Wade's in there. Stuart Scott was in there. You know.
Every other basketball person, I was like, who? This is how much I don't like basketball.
Yeah.
There was even someone who walked and said who his name was, and I was like, that's some clunky dialogue.
Yeah, for the basketball fans, it was fun. You know.
Yeah, I can understand the appeal as from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
The last thing I had was I just liked her relationship with Queen Latifah, her relationship with her father. I thought that was a very nice little touch, especially because the relationship with her mom was so aggressively wanted you to have a man.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
It really was. But
I feel as though they could have. I guess this is getting into negatives. They could have added layers to that instead of just having her mom snub her with the earrings and giving it to the cousin. They could have definitely rounded back to that moment and actually had a conversation where the two grew from that. That's just me. because they kind of like made mom have amnesia and just start talking to her again at the end of the movie. I'm like, no, you like snubbed her with the earrings. Every conversation you talk to her about is how she doesn't have a husband. Like, she's 35. She's not, like, in the ground. Come on.
Yeah. I actually had the same point, so it's not just you. I said either have, like, more of the parents or, like, just none of the parents. Because, like, again, like, she's 35. Like, parents don't need to be in this movie. But if they're going to be there, like, do something with them. You know, don't just have her, like, you need to get a man kind of thing, you know. And I actually even had that written down for the guy's parents, too. Common's mom.
Rashad,
yeah, because I know she made the comment on, like, not liking the cousin girl, but liking Queen Latifah. But, like, again, like, they didn't really do anything with any of the parents in this one. So, yeah, I definitely agree. We could have gotten, like, some more layers added to, like, I guess both their stories in terms of, like, parents and, like, upbringing or just anything else.
Yeah. It definitely could have been a thing where you see, like, whereas cousin girl doesn't, like, talk to the mom. Meanwhile, they, like, even brought up a game or something like that. I can't remember the game it was, because it wasn't, like, spades or dominoes. But it was, like, a game, and she was like, oh, I could smoke you in this game.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The next step is to show us playing this game. Come on, movie. And this leads me to my biggest gripe with this movie. Nothing happens. Nothing happens in this movie until, like, the last 20 minutes.
Yep.
And this is by, like, rom-com standards. Rom-coms are notorious for not having too much of, like, they tend to be, like, fluffy and, like, lighter fare, and they're not, like, having you climb every mountain or anything like that. But, like, nothing happens in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't really a conflict, because you think there'd be more of a conflict with the fact that his leg is injured, but there isn't. There isn't a conflict until, like, she already, like, rehabilitates him. And that's, like, 20 minutes from the end. And I'm like, we have to, like, introduce a conflict and then quickly solve it. We could have, like, spent a lot of time laying groundwork in that, like, this is an hour, 40-minute movie. We could have definitely, like, laid groundwork for a conflict much earlier than 20 minutes before the movie was over. Like, what was that?
Yeah, no, I had the same thought. Like, I thought this movie just felt super drawn out. And again, like you said, there was no conflict. I think even the conflict of, like, the cousin girl marrying him and then coming back, like, that felt so, like, forced and just, like, not even, like, a fact. Like, it shouldn't have been a factor, and the fact that it was felt so forced. Like, because, again, like, we were, like, again, toward the end of the movie, like, he literally she left after leaving that letter. They abandoned her for, like, the whole movie, and then she comes back and, like, again, after Common's been sitting with Queen Latifah having a great time, and he just, like, gets back with her, and I'm like, come on, like, that didn't need to happen at all. It just felt so forced. And then I guess the other thing that made it feel like nothing was happening, or like it was drawn out, I thought, like, the different aspects of this movie, as in, like, the basketball, romance, and physical therapy thing, all felt, like, super disjointed and not really connected. Like, it almost felt like they were like, oh, I know couples are going to be going to this movie. Let's throw in some basketball for the guys and throw in some cute scenes for the girls, but didn't think about making it, like, an actual cohesive movie. You know, so it just felt like I was, like, watching basketball scenes of, like, some basketball player who, like, again, and also Common was really short, which, like, really, when if he wasn't on the court, I could not tell you, like, I wouldn't have thought he was a basketball player, because he was, like, and they were not helping him with the camera work at all. Like, a lot of scenes of him just looking shorter than everyone, and I'm like, I can't believe that he is the basketball player, you know. So it was like, it just felt really weird, you know.
He's the basketball star.
He's supposed to be the best player in the league, you know. Like, I'm not believing this, you know.
I know. You'd think there's all kinds of camera tricks where, like, just have him standing slightly forward so he looks or, like, maybe, like, do a weird, like, slanty floor where it just, like, they're slightly low, but, like, none of that.
You had him, like, looking up in conversations, like, what's going on here, you know?
Like, don't shoot his legs and just have him stand in a box so he's, but that was an unbelievable little thing, because, like you said, if he was not on the court, you could not pick his rom-com job out of a hat.
You really couldn't. You really couldn't. But yeah, I just don't think it was, like, blended together. Like, even, like, the physical therapy thing, like, I feel like it was, like, almost, like, barely talked about, or, like, when it was talked about, it felt like it was talked about outside of, like, the context of them, or, like, the context of, like, everything else in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. And I didn't quite understand how physical therapist translate to athletic trainer, but that could just be me not understanding the position of athletic trainer. I don't know. But this could be a controversial take. I didn't like the chemistry between Common and Queen Latifah. I felt as
Oh.
though they played better as friends. Who, to me, here's what I saw in the movie. It seemed as though Common and Queen Latifah themselves, like the actual people, are like really good friends in real life. And it's almost like they both auditioned for this movie and were like talking to each other about it. And then they both got the lead role and they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so exciting!" And then like they didn't realize they had to kiss.
Yeah.
They just read as friends to me the entire time. Even when they were trying to do like romantic-y things. I don't know whose fault it was. I'm gonna blame Common because I think Queen Latifah is the best.
I did too. I thought Common felt kind of stiff this whole movie. Common seemed kind of like stiff this whole movie, which like again for the romance you can't really be stiff in these kind of situations.
I know.
I agree. I didn't think they had a lot of chemistry.
They read as friends, but they also read as like Queen Latifah being her like effervescent, wonderful self. Meanwhile, Common's like, yeah, I like basketball. Like, you should be part of my fan club.
Yeah,
Robot.
yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening?
And
I'm
again,
like, Queen Latifah, you could do better than this.
Yeah, and again, like, especially with him, like, being a basketball player, like, normally you picture the basketball player being, like, suave or, like, having that swag. But he, like, was short, like, seemed stiff, didn't seem, like, charismatic at all, like... No, I really wasn't a fan of Common in this one, to be honest. I don't think they had a lot of chemistry.
Carry the charisma of that couple.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't think that's controversial. At least not to me.
Her shoulders.
Yeah, you did not give her much to work with.
No, he did not. She was trying her best, though. And with the more formidable lead, it would have played better because she was doing her part. He just was not meeting her there.
Yeah.
Like,
so I mean, he didn't even really have chemistry. Like, I guess it makes sense in the movie, but he didn't have any chemistry with the other girl either. You know, like I just thought Common felt kind of stiff this whole movie. You know.
The first note I wrote in the negatives was Common is not a good actor.
Oh, the first note I wrote was he's so short. That was the first thing I wrote down. Because, like, again, as soon as he stepped off the court, I was like, whoa, he's real short. Gotta be like 5'6", like, not believable at all.
I'm actually surprised they didn't look up how tall Common was after this. Like,
no, I didn't want to. I was gonna be upset. I didn't even look up how tall he was.
I was like, you know what? I'll just let you have this movie.
He looks so short.
Yeah, he's a basketball star.
Like, and then it was like the time where like the uniforms were super baggy on him too, so he's like short wearing a baggy uniform. Like, it's just not great. It really did. But okay, I guess anything else? I think that was probably enough for me.
Those are my two main gripes: the chemistry between them, and that nothing happened in this. Which also means there wasn't enough rom-com-y stuff too. I really thought they would have kept the cousin in and just made it a thing where like he's realizing that the cousin's not who he wants, while Queen Latifah is right next to him being everything he wants. I thought we would have that juxtaposition instead of him just like being with Queen Latifah the whole time, realizing she's fucking amazing, and then like ditching her as soon as the cousin comes back because I owe it to her to talk to her. No, you don't. She left you in a letter.
Yeah.
And then had some BS about how she has abandonment issues. That's not an excuse. Like, no.
Yeah, and all like yeah.
They really tried it with that last 20 minutes of the movie. That's what they get for not making anything happen here.
Yeah.
They really had to pull everything out of thin air because they decided not to do anything for the rest of the movie. Then they were like, oh, wait a minute, doesn't a movie have conflict? And they were like, let's find one real quick.
Yeah.
I know, that's essentially what happened.
Because it felt so forced. But, yeah, I think it's time for ratings. Yeah.
Yeah. You can go first this time.
Yeah. I give this one 2 stars. Not my favorite. It had like a few kind of entertaining moments, I think. Like, you know, a few again, it had a few cute moments. The basketball cameos were fun, but just not really a great rom-com. I don't know if it was actually funny, but it just wasn't a great romantic movie. And again, like I think the lack of chemistry between the two leads really kind of hinders this one a lot. You know, like for romantic comedies, that's kind of what you need almost, or like a very good story, you know, but you can't have neither of them. So yeah, it wasn't really a great one.
Yeah. I also gave it a 2 out of 5. This just wasn't anything special. Queen Latifah was fun and charming, and honestly, she's getting the 2 stars. Like, If I could give Queen Latifah herself 5 stars, but like, oof. But this was mostly forgettable, especially since nothing happens in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I say nothing happens in this movie. Like, I don't know. It was just like, they set up something like it was gonna happen, then they were like, just kidding, guys. We're just gonna sit here for an hour.
But, final question. Do you wish you saw this one sooner?
This is a pretty easy no for me. No.
Yeah, like also an easy no for me. Like there's no reason to really have seen this one. Yeah, that was just right. Also, I didn't realize her last name was actually Wright. That was like kind of a corny joke when they did it in the movie, but I guess that was actually.
And they didn't do it till the very end.
No, they did at the beginning. I thought at the beginning she was like, she said her when they meet at the gas station. She said her name, and he repeated it, and she was like, or no, he said Wright. Someone said Wright, and she was like, yeah, with a W. She said that in the beginning in the first gas station scene. I was like, that was cheesy, but like that's actually your last name, I guess. All right, sure.
Oh, I was talking about in the end where he was like, "You're just right for me," and I was like, that joke.
Oh, that's worse. That's even worse than what I thought. The thing I thought I must have missed that line, but yeah. Either way,
after he like wooed her at the, I was gonna say college campus, but it's not. It was like the NBA, whatever.
Yeah,
she didn't take a job with the Sixers or 76ers, Philadelphia. I don't know. But then he was like, "You're just right for me," and I was like, "Ew, I hate you both right now."
It's definitely on brand for this movie to force something like that, though. Again, this was a very forced movie, so it makes sense that we're forcing things like this, forcing little word puns for no reason, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be more of a Goldilocks thing if you were doing a Just Right, but then it was real bad. Yeah. I'm kind of bummed you missed it, and I had to suffer through that alone.
Yeah, well, you missed the first one, which wasn't great either. She said her name, and he was like, "Oh, what was her name? I don't remember her name at all." But he was like, "Oh, Sharon, right?" And then she was like, "Yeah, but with a W." I was like, "Come on." But anyway, that was just right. YouTube housekeeping: like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. We do movies on Tuesdays and Fridays, and we're really close to 100 subscribers as of this recording, so please subscribe. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye! Say how I knew their chemistry was trash was at the end when they went for a hug first after he came back. I was like, that's how you know your chemistry is not romantic. They kissed afterwards, and it was like, and I was bummed out about it. But
like, you didn't even do like the accidental kiss where we hugged and kissed because there's just so much passion, and that's the chemistry we have. No. Because
what happened is he was like, because she called up the Nets or whoever his team was and was like, yeah. Is the job still on the table? I'm taking it. And I was like, I hate this. Yeah. And then they like hugged, and I was like, is this Disney Channel? Why aren't you guys kissing? What is happening?
That's why they read as friends this whole movie. They were just friends.